You're watching the 420 Pace Network, found at 420radio.ca and paceradio.net.
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
I'm trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
Oh, I forgot to bring everybody back up.
Oh.
I was sitting there looking at
Oh, well, we all laughed.
I wonder how long this is going to take.
I just looked over and all I saw was smoke. So they've added some new toys here for us to play with, Marcel.
Oh, God, I haven't even had a chance to look.
And, well, I'll show you. Here, hold on 1 second here. Video clips. No, where am I looking at here? What the heck is going on? All right, we'll go in here. We can do rounded corners, squared corners, little tiny blocks, squared corners, or
Maybe I could turn myself.
Circles.
turtles.
Circles.
Oopsies.
Don't mind Sheriann. She's new.
I always wait to the last to figure this shit out. You gotta remind me.
I can't even remind myself, dear.
We'll figure it out. It'll work.
So do you want to do your thing, Darcy, so you can go get your meat?
Oh, that sounded funny now. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
So,
yeah, I definitely do.
He's going to finish beating it.
He's going to beat his meat.
Yeah.
All right, let me play the thing.
This is how we grow the weed.
So tonight, Al, I want to talk. Perfect timing to do it. I want to talk a bit about drying and curing, because now you got your plants down, you got a really good crop, and you got some really good quality medicine, and now you got to dry it, and you really don't know how to dry it because it may be your first or second grow, and you still really haven't figured that out yet. Drying and curing is really the most important part when it comes to before smoking your product, because if you don't dry it and cure it properly, you can turn some really good product into some really turn your really good product into some bunkweed pretty quick. So when it comes to drying and curing, that there's an art to it. There's many different ways of doing it. There's many different basically there's many different ways of doing it. There people argue about what's the perfect temperature, what's the perfect humidity. Basically that's all subjective, and
I'm laughing because my basement is flooded at the moment and I'm drying down there. Anyways, go ahead.
Oh, Al, do you have a dehumidifier though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that'll help. Just as long as your weed don't stink like basement.
No, you know what? The first two dried okay. I've already smoked them, and I'm glad I painted the floor, and it's pretty much all sealed with the wrapping, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually I keep the door closed, and it's actually quite dry in there. With the fan blowing, it dries okay. But anyway, sorry to cut you off.
No. This is important, because some people might be drying, and then all of a sudden now their basement flooded. What do I do?
Yeah, but this is what's happened. Yeah.
So hey, this is what you do. You make sure that if that happens, if you can move it to a different spot, to different locations, go for it. If you can't, because some people may not be able to, just make sure that you have dehumidifiers and fans down there.
And the fans are blowing and everything. Yep. It's going to be
keep a lot of airflow. You need a lot of airflow because humidity is going to be your worst enemy once you hit a certain point in your drying and curing state.
It's 100% humidity 95% of the time here, anyways, Darcy. So there's not much I can do.
You're on a lake. You're right on. You're on a lake, but you're on an ocean more or less. So
I'm on a freshwater ocean. Yes.
Yeah. So, so I mean, you got to fight that. Unfortunately, I don't have to fight them things where I'm at.
No. Although the salt water in the air there might affect.
Not me so much.
He's
maybe
far enough inland.
Yeah, I'm fair enough inland enough, but so you want to make sure that like people. So back to what I was saying about temperature and humidity. Proper temperature, proper humidity. What is it? Many different grow books. I've read many different grow books. Many different grow books all say that they all have to give you different temperatures and humidities, but they're all within a degree or two. I prefer 16 degrees Celsius and 62% humidity to dry in. At first, you're not going to get that because you're going to have. You're not going to sustain that 62%.
It's 5 degrees and 4 degrees and 72% humidity downstairs.
That's
15. I read the wrong one. Anyways, go on.
Hey, 15 is good though, Alf. In my garage where I was doing some of mine the other night, now that I got everything out and looked after, it was down to 4 degrees in there, but you want to smell the terps. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Go on. Because I took the time and did it slow as possible and had lots of fans on it. I was really impressed. I mean, all my years of growing outside, in the past 10, this was the best one by far.
Everyone is saying to me that I've spoken to that this is the worst grow in years as far as humidity goes.
For me down here, it was awesome. I don't know. How about you, Marcel?
Fine here.
Yeah, buddy.
Better than normal. We had less humidity and no hurricanes.
Hurricanes in September.
You had no hurricanes this year.
In September was dry. Like we had barely. Well, like our rivers are low right now.
It's been raining on and off for a week and a half and dropping down to as low as 0 at one point.
Yeah.
So,
we haven't seen.
I have to figure out a way to do this more effectively because this year, although at least I got something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not impressed at all. I got no more than a couple of ounces. So,
then I don't want to sound like a dick, but like I said, this was my best year. My biggest challenge out there was, I tell you, I wish we could send you. I wish I could get you a purple satellite clone, man, because I'm telling you, Mr. McCabe, he's got a hit right there with that one, dude. Because I'm telling you, I have one plant.
He was going to send me some stuff, so send me. Like I've got a bunch of his stuff, but I need what I need. What I'm decided to do this round because it's my first time doing it downstairs. I'm going to grow what I found that I liked that I grew this year, the CBD and the pineapple. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so both of those strains aren't heavy producers to begin with.
No, I realize that, but I wanted
to.
Huh?
That purple satellite is though. I got 3.
But he wants to grow the same strains that he's already grown, which was
because I like them, but I don't have to grow
CBD.
I can do 2 others though, right?
Yeah,
right.
That's the thing, Al. But here's the thing: if you find it and you like it, and it's not a heavy producer, just grow a couple more to sustain yourself.
That's what I'm thinking, and I'm also. This is the first time that I've really ever grown inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So And I know that in a controlled environment, it's going to do better than in the green. I lost 3 panels on my fucking greenhouse. We had 80, 100-kilometer winds whipping around here a few weeks ago. And I found 1 panel halfway across the house on the other side of the yard.
Oh no!
So now I have to wrap my greenhouse so that it doesn't collapse. And I've already priced replacement, and they're very easy to change because I the one that popped out, I took the E-stroff off and just slid it back in, but it had already cracked in that. So the minute a gust came along again, it went bye-bye. Right. So it's just now I've got 3 windows.
I got 3 windows. Yeah. So back to temperature.
Yeah. Sorry.
16 degrees temperatures is I find is a perfect temperature because it ain't gonna dry too fast and it's not gonna dry too slow
for drying.
For drying, and I find that between 16 and 17 in there, I find the mold don't grow in it as fast as it does if it's a little cooler than that, or even if it's a little hotter than that. Because if it's a little hotter than that, you got a high humidity, you got prime bacteria growth in there, right?
Yes.
And you're just gonna grow mold, right? So. And them spores are in outdoors. There's no way to get away from it because them spores are floating around outdoors it's August, September, October, anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter of how strong and of a genetics you have in your plant and how healthy your plant is to fight it off. And that's why some plants don't get it, and some plant. I got 2 plants of the same thing out. I had 2 plants of the same one out there. One never had a bit of mold in it, and the other one molded up like crazy. And
it's weird how that works, eh?
But yeah, but one was healthier. But one I babied more than the other one.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
And
here's one. Here's one I got for you, Darcy.
Yeah.
The plants that I took over to Dean sat outside. I took over twice. I took over food. And they just sat outside. The only thing that he did was let it rain and gave it food every couple of days. And he got more than I got in my greenhouse as far as clusters. Mine, the buds were, right.
Could have been. Now that could be. That's many different. That could be
many strains, though. Same strain.
Could be many different factors because here's the thing: Marcel grew purple satellite, and I grew purple satellite, and I'm pretty sure he didn't get. Well, did you get 3.5 pounds off of one of yours, Marcel?
No, because I didn't let them go that long.
3.5 pounds. Right.
Yeah.
I harvested mine early, and I got just over half a pound per plant.
Yeah. See, so, but we have the same strain, so. It's just a matter of location. Location makes a big difference. He could have had a microclimate where his plants were. It could have been a little microclimate there too, right?
So he could have achieved that 3 pounds if he had been inside, probably, most likely.
Oh, he could have, yeah.
No, so
I probably could have achieved it outdoors if I had let them go as long as he did.
Yeah.
I harvest mine in the first week of September.
And I harvest mine.
Why did you do that?
First week of October.
No, second or third week of September.
Why did you do that, Marcel? Because weather was coming?
Because I go by trichome color.
Oh, and you know what?
Marcel likes his trichomes.
You've pounded that into my head.
Yep.
Those little hairs. So I kept going out.
Not the hairs.
Not the hairs.
No, but I'm just saying this. You pounded that into my head, the hairs. Watch the hairs.
Yeah.
So what I did was I waited and waited and waited until they started to curl. Then I chopped them.
Yeah, see, ideally, you look at the crystal itself under a microscope, ideally at least 40 times, but a 100 times microscope, and look at the actual bulbous head of the trichome. And
well, yeah, I'm not going that deep into it, but yeah,
right.
I get.
But how it starts out is clear. So when it's clear, that's your CBD and your CBG.
Yeah.
As it gets cloudy, that's the development of THC.
Yes.
When it's fully cloudy and then starts to turn amber, that's the degradation of THC. to convert itself to CBN.
That's right.
Which
That's
is
what
what
I
the
waited for. The
coach lock.
minute it started changing color, I chopped them down basically.
Now,
But
Marcel,
I noticed the correlation between the change in color and the curling.
Right, but on the hairs itself, I've had some that the hairs have curled and turned brown, but the crystals
plant
were
wasn't
still
ready?
clear. No.
Oh.
So once I start to see 1 or 2 amber crystals appearing on a bud, that's when it's time to harvest the whole plant.
Okay.
but you got to understand, Marcel doesn't like CBN is not Marcel's friend, and that's just how I explain
No.
it.
No, CBN will put you to sleep. I mean, if you want something to put you to sleep faster than a turkey sandwich, that's old pot.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't have a problem sleeping. So why would I add
He's
something?
got a lot of old pot.
Yeah, I don't smoke old pot. I convert that into a more viscous substance.
I'm looking forward to trying downstairs, and once I get everything set up, I'll have a table down there, and I'll sit down there, and we can talk about this stuff down there while I'm beside my plants.
I'm beside my plants.
I know. I'm looking at the one on the
Hold on.
screen.
What was that?
I said I'm looking at the one on the screen as he's talking. I'm like, okay, look at the hairs, the curls.
Marcel's always boasting.
No, it's not boasting. Hang on.
I'm learning.
Oh God,
I'm
here we
learning.
go. Here we go. How did your plant come out?
Who, mine?
Yeah.
Oh, it's still in the tub.
Oh, cool.
It's still in the tub.
You take it out when you shower every morning, don't you?
No, yeah, of course when I have to go in the shower. It's a whole rigmarole. Like I just threw a seed in a pot. I was not planning on growing it. And the next thing you know, it started to grow, and then it got pretty, and then everybody's like, well, you're not just gonna let it die, are you? And I'm like, well, yeah. They're like, no. So I fucking brought it in. So I got this goofy makeshift light taped to my wall in my bathroom, and yeah, but it's growing nice. Like, yeah, it's but that's what I was thinking. I'm like, should I go look at the little hairs and stuff? But of course, because I didn't like plant it to grow it, so it's not, it's probably like really slow, but it's cute.
It's very
Is it a
disappointed
female?
again.
Yes, I believe it is. Hold on, I'll go get it.
Oh, here she goes. You can hear her. She's still talking.
That's cloudy crystals, Al.
It's probably not doing nothing.
Yeah.
There it is. There she is.
Yep, those are buds.
Oh, that's a girl. That's a girl.
There she is. You know who these are from?
Congratulations.
Shark Mouse Farms. Those are
Never
his
heard.
seeds. Do you know him?
No.
No, I don't.
Nope.
He's a really great grower.
That's quite the different structure.
But so it had, of course, a lot more leaves, but I trimmed them all so that they can get more light because they're in the bathroom. But just having fun with it, and we'll see what happens, right? So that's my plan.
Look what Buddy said, Marcel.
But that's how you learn, Sherry.
Well, that's it, right?
This is my class. This is why I do this, is to learn shit.
Well, that's
because
it.
it does, the book shit doesn't retain for me because of my dyslexia and my ADHD. Squirrel. But this, Marcel will keep pounding shit into my head, and so will Darcy until it works. So yeah.
And it's good because everybody grows differently too, right? But it's good to know because then you can take your little tips and figure it out.
What I do is, I have my conversations with Al Graham. I have my conversations with Darcy and Marcel and a few other people who are novices. I talk to them as well because I'm trying to learn. And once I've had a couple of good grows at the farm. It was really yummy. I had some nice bud there at the farm, and I just left it. I went up, fed them, went home for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. And they feel like crazy.
You don't futz with them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just let nature take its course, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Just maintain it. Fix her up. Go talk to her. Pet her. Kiss her.
I'm not happy.
They
about
like
it.
that, you know.
I know they do.
I
I got
feel-
a green thumb. I actually have a lemon tree in my living room.
Oh,
I
nice.
like them
Yeah,
little lemon
I
trees.
love it. I love it. It smells so beautiful, and I
Well,
have quite a few. I just live in a bachelor, but I have my plants, and I've always had a green thumb. So but plants do love it when you talk to them. They really do. They fucking hear you, man. And when
I
you
have
feed them and
my,
water them, you can hear them. They're so happy, and
I have my experiment in the living room still, guys, in the pots. I'm going to take them downstairs, though, because they're done. One's just flat out dying. The other one's just kind of tripping along, and I'm wasting my fucking time. So I need the pots. So they're going downstairs.
yeah. It's just the cannabis plant. Is that what it is? Upstairs you have?
They are what they are. I had one of my plants hit the roof of the greenhouse, so I had to chop the tops.
Gotcha.
So I brought them in and I left them sitting in a cup of water for almost 2 months.
Oh, wow. So you got lots of roots.
And then I stuck them in and they were going great. The minute I stuck them into dirt,
didn't like it, eh? Was it because they were in water for too long? Do you think?
Marcel?
I don't know. You guys are the growers.
What was that?
Was it because it's the minute I stuck the experiments into soil?
Yeah.
And they died.
I even tried. I saw a
How
video.
wet was the soil?
It was new soil, and it wasn't that wet. No, it was. I just watering from the bottom, just putting it in the trough, right? So
didn't like it.
But I even tried the piece that I snipped off the bottom. I dropped it in.
Wait, you snipped a piece of the root off?
No.
Well, you said you snipped a piece off the bottom. What? A bottom of what?
Before I put them in water, I sliced them the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, and put them in the water. And I took that piece and I kept it and put it in the dirt and then put the rooting stuff on top of it. I watched that. Somebody did that in a video. Right?
Yeah.
And it because they said that if you just dip the rooting compound on the plant, it's going to come off when you're pushing it into the dirt. Right? So I was just trying. So 6 in one, half dozen in the other. They didn't work. So
didn't like it.
Darcy?
Yes.
Have you ever had your rooting hormone push off when you pushed it in the dirt?
Well, a little bit always comes off, but you got to. That's why you dampen your stem.
Yeah, you dip it in water and then dip it into the rooting compound.
Yeah, but that's why you dampen your stem. But when you dampen your stem, your whole point of dampening your stem is so you attach that to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But when you push it into the dirt, as soon as you apply pressure to the end of it, you're literally forcing the root hormone into the stem.
You are, yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
that does make
just
sense.
Little physics.
Because you've I always slice up once, right? As well.
I cut on a 45-degree angle.
Cut it on a 4, and then you slice up.
If your stalk is thick enough.
Okay.
Right? If you've got just a fine thin stalk, you don't have to slice it.
Oh yeah, well,
but,
no.
I mean, we're at times rooting branches. Right? So it could be as big around as your baby finger, the piece that you're going to try and root.
Yes.
So we'll split those into 4.
Well, we're gonna get that. We're gonna learn how to do that downstairs. And I also think that I'm seriously thinking about getting some netting and sea of greening it. Is that more work
or scrog?
Both.
Well, with the netting, you're doing a scrog. You can do that with one plant.
Yep, I know.
Right, one plant, train it out, let it spread, and as it it spread, keeps pruning it and letting it spread further, and then all of a sudden you let all the branches
Is it
all come
more
up at the
work
same time.
is it more work to scrog than it is just to let them go?
Hmm.
It is?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
but you have much better results for an ending.
Well, when I go down there and I've got everything down there and we can talk about it, we can look at it. I'm just in the process of laying everything out. I gotta dump the old dirt in the garden and bring in the buckets and stuff before it freezes. We've already had below zero. We had minus. I woke up one morning, it was -1.
Have you had snow yet?
We were supposed to, but no.
Not yet.
Well, it's coming.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm
Yeah.
surprised it hasn't there yet. Not
Well,
down here yet.
my sister is in Alberta, and they got snow last week.
Yep,
but
I saw that.
Didn't, because she's north. She's a little north, like kind of in the center, I think.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Above, I guess above Calgary. I don't.
Yeah.
I haven't been there. I'm going next year.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people all around Alberta got snow, but that's normal.
Some in BC as well.
Yeah, that's normal for this time of the year. I used to live out there.
But the flurry,
don't miss it.
We're getting a lot of rain right now. That's going to turn to snow within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. For sure. It's more up north than downtown, but definitely, you can definitely feel that the temperature changed in the last 5 days, even downtown.
The first few times it doesn't stay, though.
I'm sorry?
I've been through winters in Toronto, man, as a kid. And I tell you, them's were winters. And they're not even as bad up here. But I don't go anywhere. I shop. I don't go out of town.
Yeah, you hibernate pretty much up there.
November until April, I don't leave town.
I don't blame you. I know. I mean, that's a nice thing about living right downtown, right? I can still get around because it's easy enough, but it's still pretty slushy and pretty wet.
You got St. Lawrence right there.
I got everything,
man. I swear to God, that's the only place I would need to go is St. Lawrence Market. Yeah. Everything's right there.
I have everything here. Yeah, it's so I'm so fortunate. So I don't have to walk anywhere. It's funny. I went up to a friend's just up in where was it? Just down the Danforth, and it's still in the city, but it seems so in the boonies and dark. I'm so used to living downtown now, right?
Darcy.
Yes.
Were you done?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to all I was just saying is just how important drying is when it comes to your cannabis, because if you don't dry it properly, you can ruin something that you worked all summer for, and you can disturb yourself pretty quick.
I'll tell you what I've been doing. I've been putting it a few years ago. Mary Jane gave me a drying rack for clothes that I put it's mesh and it dries stuff really well. I leave 2 plants in there at the same time, and for about a week, and then I bag them up and leave them in my cupboard where it's dry.
Yeah.
And smoke it.
Yeah,
not me.
No, I know you guys. Okay, so
because I have the same drying racks that you have.
Let me explain something though. Right now, this is all I have that I grew, and it is cured. It smokes nice. It breaks up nice, and I don't mind it. And so this year, it's not even going to last. It's going to get me through the rest of the month, which is the whole idea, anyways. But what I'm hoping for in this next time is to get if I have an overabundance and I don't have to worry about having meds, then I can play.
Yeah, experiment.
So we're gonna do smart this winter.
Well, how big is your tent?
I have 2 rooms.
Just your room. Okay, your rooms are good.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. Same thing.
There was a bedroom downstairs that I converted into my grow room, and I split that in half.
Yep.
So I have a veg and a flower room.
Nice.
as well as a tent for a mom if I wanted to, but I'm not going to waste the power.
Yeah.
But I want to, even if I don't do the same strains that I just did this time, I need to get something where I'm going to get some girth so that then I can play, because I can't learn how to grow my meds properly while I'm learning.
Yeah.
I can try. Does that make sense?
I think so. Makes sense to me.
So now that we're half an hour into this crap, Darcy.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Al.
Uh-oh.
I was given. So how do we go about doing this? I was given the license to play music. My buddy of mine's a musician, and he's a pretty good musician. He plays like bluesy rock kind of stuff.
Okay.
And I asked him if I could play some of his music on our radio show during our breaks and stuff. And he said, by all means, help yourself. He's going to come on our radio show eventually when he's not out touring. But in the meanwhile, touring, Marcel, touring.
Oh, touring. Okay.
Touring.
Well, you know what? When he's on the show, he can tell us it's okay to play, and hopefully, unless it's in a Meta or YouTube database on and they have control of the rights, then it's not much.
No.
Like when Dale gave us that song to play, it didn't
to make the cut.
Besides, and from now on, when we have a band on or a band gives us music, we'll just say, hey, can you say blah 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 blah? Facebook, fuck off,
Right.
Cool. No, I was going to say, because he said go play on me, so that's awesome.
Yeah. So you can figure that out, and maybe if you got the setup, then he wants to come and play a couple of songs, he may do so.
Awesome. Right on.
That's cool.
Yeah, his name is Mike Trask. He's really good.
We've had a few bands on the show. Yep.
Okay.
Some rappers have been on, and some non-rappers have been on.
Some wannabe rappers, you mean?
No. We had
some actual rappers, eh?
I can't remember. Do you remember their names, dude? Marcel, the guys that they were on the show. They said they wanted to come and hang out again when they were in Toronto. They were playing at Canada's Wonderland, but they got stopped at the border for having weed on the bus.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I can't remember the name, but it's a speed rapper that's done stuff with oh God, my memory is just so fucked up now.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm trying to think. Do they have an album, like a CD out?
Yeah, they're
okay.
Really
yeah, I know who they are. I'm trying to think. I can't remember. They're from Vancouver.
No, they're from California.
Oh,
I believe
okay.
They're from California. They're not Canadian, and when they were coming up to do a show, they got stopped at the border for having weed on the bus, and they were disallowed or something like that.
Yeah,
what happens to a lot of bands. Now, speaking of that, last week, Wiz Khalifa got himself into a bit of trouble in Romania, and he is looking at some serious charges because they have a no tolerance policy.
What happened?
I don't know. It's I might even have Steve Bloom come on and tell us about it, because he's the one that but
hey, Al,
no details were really given.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Romania. It was Rwanda.
That was it. No, I'm pretty sure it was Romania.
It was Romania.
Was it Romania? I thought it said Rwanda, Marcel.
No.
There's laws that
you'd already be dead.
Yeah, there's laws that you still have to. It doesn't matter who you are. You still have to.
Hang on, I'll tell you where it was.
You have to follow
the article, but it was like a week and a half ago. Steve Bloom posted it.
Romania.
It is Romania.
Has been indicted in Romania for illegal drug use after the rapper smoked joints on stage and was found possessing 18 grams of weed at the beach.
That's about what I got with this one plant. Yep.
What I got with this one plant.
Well, I guess you push it. That's what happens to you, right?
Yeah.
Be stupid. Like, fuck, come on.
Well,
I don't know.
He was trying to pull a Snoop Dogg because
I'm sure that once
spoke on
TMZ
stage.
picks it up, they'll investigate it a little bit more. But I just found it really interesting. It's 2024. Cannabis is the number one subject probably anywhere in the world at this point, and yet somebody can still get detained for smoking a couple of during a rap fucking concert.
Yeah. That's the sad thing.
I used to go all the time to the Forum down at Ontario Place to see Peter Tosh every year when he came in the 70s and 80s till he died. And he used to come out on his unicycle with a 1 fucking foot split hanging out of his mouth.
Awesome.
Okay. At Ontario Place, which is an Ontario government.
I know. I used to go there all the time growing up in the 80s.
No, it's closed now. Did you have a chance to go to the Forum when it was there?
Yeah, all the time. I used to go there all the time. Saw Robert Plant, Captain Fly, a whole bunch of nerdy bands, but it was fun. I loved it.
Yeah. Doug and the Slugs.
Glass Tiger. All those bands. And it revolved. Remember?
Oh yeah.
It revolved.
Oh yeah. That we had. We would go down there at noon to see a 5 p.m. show, and then we would stay until the next show. My mom used to take us down there, and we would just go crazy. And they would sit there and have wine and cheese parties on the fucking grass and listen to BB King and Buddy Rich and those kind of people. Yeah. And we'd just run around. Yeah. 5, 6 years, 7 years old, running around in Ontario Place, going fucking crazy, doing whatever we want.
We could do that back then. It was safe.
Yeah.
It was safe back then.
Someone steal your kid now.
Fucking annoying.
Can't do it now. It was fun. It was amazing. I loved that.
Yeah, but you were just pissing everybody else off that didn't have kids.
Well, but there wasn't a lot of people back then in the 80s. Like, you go down there and it wasn't jam-packed.
That's
like
not
it
true.
Is now.
You go in the 80s, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. You go downtown Toronto, and it's nothing like it used to be. It was
back then. It was packed. That's where all the boys were, all the guys were. We would cruise the Yonge Street.
Trust me, I know. It was shoulder to shoulder. You walk through Yorkville, and the shops, which were just in people's homes back then, were packed with people. The cafes, the bars, the music venues down there. There was studios, everything. It was just, I wish. If somebody said, I'm going to take you and put you back someplace in time, what year would you like to go to? 1971.
71 for you, hey? Okay, well, I was only
a number, but it sounds like a good number.
Well, I was only 3, so I'm going to say not for me, but definitely the early 80s for me was just...
I didn't like the 80s.
I was a Gasworks girl, a Rock and Roll Heavens girl, Yonge Street. I was a rocker girl. So
the Phoenix is now going away. Bye-bye.
No. Announcement today came through.
Really?
They're not going to close to 2026 now. Just today they announced it.
Awesome.
Just today they announced it.
Awesome. So see,
just up the street from me, about 10 blocks.
My buddy grew up in the housing project across the street.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about the Diamond Club.
Yes, I remember that. I went and seen Barney Bentel at the Diamond Club. I actually saw Rage Against the Machine when it was the Diamond Club.
Wow. And what was it? I can't remember. Do you remember? Was it the Rivoli? No, No, that's down. That's somewhere else.
What about it?
There was another name that it had before the Diamond.
There was a Diamond. There was the Phoenix. Oh gosh, I can't remember.
It's been the Phoenix since then.
Yeah, it's been a Phoenix for a long time.
But we used to, when we were really young, we used to go to the church dances down on the corner at the Anglican Church on Sherbourne there.
Yeah.
And then we would run across the street and catch whatever bands were playing.
That's awesome. No, I grew up in North York, and I actually went to school with Sebastian Bach from Skid Row.
Cool.
So we got to. Oh, he was beautiful. Oh,
Oh, he was beautiful.
He was and he played in town last night. Actually, he played at the Phoenix.
I saw that.
Yeah, he hasn't aged very good, but he's been into hardcore drugs ever since he was really young.
As Rick James says, cocaine's a hell of a fucking drug.
Yeah.
They don't age very well on that. Just look at Keith Richards.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Right?
He doesn't even know why he's still alive.
I know.
He's fucking pickled and purified.
Right? But he can still go, and same with Mick Jagger, but they don't know any other lifestyle, right?
They don't make rockers like that anymore, Sheriann.
No, they don't.
When they recorded the Some Girls album in Toronto, in Yorkville, we actually would see them standing on the street smoking doobies and cigarettes in between sets.
Yeah.
Would just be hanging out. It was a wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I know, even like when I grew up here in the 80s, and I did the rock and roll heaven scene. Of course, like I said, there was Sebastian Bach, and then there was the likes of Lee Aaron, and then the Killer Dwarfs, and the Kick-Axe, and Anvil, and all
would
those.
you have been a Helix fan?
I know them. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. They were kind of like a bubblegummy kind of. You know, my girlfriend's married.
They were very, very pop rock.
Yeah.
My buddy Mike, the guy that I was talking about, that's going to come on the show.
Yeah.
Jim Hedman from fucking April Wine was the guy that fucking mentored him, eh?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My buddy Dean actually knows. Actually, it's his wife knows Anvil.
Okay, yeah, Lips and that. Yeah, well, I'm friends with Lips.
He was supposed. Lips was supposed to come on the show about 10 years ago, and then he's just out there. No, thank you.
Lips and I think Lips just played actually the Gasworks, the Rock Pile not too long ago. I'm actually going to go to the Rock Pile on Thursday and see the my friend's band, the Metallica tribute. They do what the hell are their names? I always forget what it is. Is it Sandman? Maybe, but I'm gonna go see them on Halloween. So, but I know a lot of those rockers, and I come from those.
Were you?
Sorry,
you were a club rat, were you?
Yeah, I was. I was a banger kid back in the days. I spent my 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th all in the bar. I think I did my 17th, my 18th, and did my 19th at the Rock. Where was that one? Hot Rocks in Brampton. But I kind of did, and but it was fun because in those days
I worked in the 80s at King Saul Outdoor Stores, and when they had just opened the Big Bop next door.
Oh, okay, yeah. I did the Big Bop,
and then Jeff Healy bought part of the Paddock and moved his bar in there. So I watched, and the Epicure had.
I walked by the Paddock yesterday. That's so crazy you said that.
My cousin and I looked at renting one. There's 3 or 4 different pubs in that place.
Yeah, it's nice down there. I was at an event yesterday. Karma Cup was right down there yesterday.
What do you call it? It's an old hidden bar down in the basement. There's 3 of them.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. It's I love it down there.
Prohibition bars. There's a few of them. Like what do you call it? They're
Well, where we were at Karma Cup, we were all talking, and some of the older people like me were saying it was an old booze can.
Where was it?
We were at Bathurst and Queen.
Oh yeah, probably.
We were at 663 Queen Street, and it was behind. You had to go down the alley like always booze cans were. Went down.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah.
And you had to go down the stairs, and oh fuck, after the gasworks, oh shit, we would always end up in the booze cans, and you'd always come home because they were always so dark, right? Because they were illegal. You'd always come home with a black eye or
friends with garages that had seats in them. That's basically what it was.
Yeah, but they were fun. But the Big Bop, it was so big, wasn't it? It was so big in there. It was
6 levels.
It was so big. It was
scary in there. You know, they had the little rooms upstairs and anything. Darcy, you can go if you want, but Darcy wants to go get his moose.
Okay.
Oh, no, I was good. I just had to fucking clean up a pile of piss for my dog. So sorry about
Oh
that.
God. There you go.
Okay,
Don't even laugh, Marcel.
okay, before you go, then I'm going to make you work for something. Then, since you're going to go and go chop up your moose.
No.
Okay, so grew up in BC in the Rocky Mountains. So of course, fucking all my friends are Bambi murderers. And it was so bizarre because my ex-husband went hunting and he killed an elk. And then the next morning we woke up and I had 5.5 acres of property and I woke up and there was fucking herd of fucking elk all in my yard. I was like, holy fuck, is that a sign? But so my question is to you. I won't eat wild meat. Just can't do it. I've never been able to find a recipe enough to put enough peppers and salts and spices to get rid of that gamey taste. So I just can't do it.
Wait.
What's your recommendation for
Don't
moose
use
meat?
pepper. Don't use pepper.
Well, I probably didn't use pepper, but like anything. Like I remember just trying, and it was so. It was
Do
so
you like
bloody and
garlic?
gamey.
Do you like garlic?
You love garlic. Love
Garlic
it.
Spice it with garlic. Put garlic on it about an hour or two before you cook it.
Okay.
And just kind of like let it marinate in like the garlic.
Yeah.
And then cook it, and it shouldn't have a gamey taste too, because my grandmother does not like gamey taste, and she's
neither do I.
God love her to death. She's an old hillbilly grandmother from back in the woods, so she'll eat anything, but she does not like taste that gamey taste.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
So she puts garlic on it. So when I'm eating stuff at her house, I gotta always remind myself that it's not beef I'm eating; it's actually deer meat or moose meat.
Okay, but the question, what I found really, it wasn't like normal hamburger meat or like even.
It's not.
Yeah,
Why
it was almost like I couldn't, like it was just so bloody. As much as I cooked it, it just seemed like the blood wouldn't cook out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Technically, that's not.
Because it's an elk.
But here's the thing, too, Marcel. That may not be blood. Wild game has a lot of
maybe it's the butchering of it.
No, they have a lot of juices.
Yeah,
they have a lot of juice. But when you kill an elk is too big to hang up.
Right.
Right. So when you hang meat, blood drains.
Right. Yeah.
And it goes down to the gravity. Right.
Yeah.
So you tend to get less. With elk, you literally cut it into chunks and pack it out that way. So there's no chance of really bleeding it out.
Yeah, you're right.
You're going to get a little more juice. But here's a cool trick that you can take any wild meat, bear, deer, elk, caribou, whatever you want. If you're afraid of the gaminess,
I'm glad you didn't say dog. Anyway,
soak it. Well, it would work for dog too. But take your meat and put it in a bowl of water with fish sauce.
Oh yeah, your fish sauce, yeah.
All right. So you go to the grocery store and you buy a bottle of fish sauce. It's like $3 for
like
half
oyster
a gallon
sauce,
of this
you
shit.
mean?
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't it stinky now?
It's literally called fish sauce.
That's exactly what it's called, Terry. Fish sauce. Marcel got me onto this. I smelled it and I said, I'm not putting that on my meat, but I did. Totally, man. I don't cook without it now.
It took it right away. Okay.
Yeah. So what it is, it's just fish and salt together to create a juice.
Okay.
And you use that juice and you dilute it with water, and any meat, turkey, chicken, steak, beef, whatever.
Yeah.
Soak it in it for about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how thick of a cut you have.
Yeah.
Take it out, rinse it off under the tap, dry it off, and then cook it as you normally would.
Okay.
The salt from the fish breaks down the meat, and it goes in, and it literally tenderizes it.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Retains that juiciness, right?
Okay,
The fish smell that you smell when you first open the bottle, and trust me, it smells like Halifax Harbor.
No thanks.
Right? It stinks. There is none of that taste or flavor transferred.
Goes right away, hey?
It's gone completely.
Yeah.
So I've been using it for years. My turkey, people line up for my turkey because I can overcook the turkey, cut the breast, and the juice still runs out.
Still amazing every time. Well, awesome.
Every
Well, you've
time.
obviously mastered it, right?
So yeah, fish sauce.
Okay.
It works great. And that'll help take away that gaminess that you get from wild meat. pepper increases the gaminess. It brings the gaminess out, like ground black pepper or whatever, or white pepper.
Yeah.
So you stay away from pepper on your wild meat. Use garlic. You can
I
use
probably
any
put a
spices you
shitload
want.
on it, to be honest. I probably did now that I think of it. I'm just
Yeah.
a salt and pepper girl. I probably threw a shitload of pepper. It went in the garbage anyway. As much as I cooked it, the blood just wouldn't stop. It was just, yeah. Then I had nightmares for days. So.
And then I had nightmares.
I did.
I'm
I did.
throwing you a bad
I had
experience.
fucking elk. I had fucking elk in my fucking front yard. I was like, oh my God, that's a sign. No more fucking bringing wild meat in my house.
No
And he
more
didn't. And he didn't. Nope.
Right on,
Only,
guys. So I'm gonna go do this.
well, have fun.
I sure will. I'll chat to you next week.
We'll
Mind
see you
you,
later.
there.
Taylor.
Mind you, my
Awesome.
dad used to make elk beef jerky, was really good.
Yeah, I bet you that'd be delicious.
Sorry,
I
I'll
make
let you go.
I make deer jerky every year.
Yeah, I heard that's really good.
We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about Sheriann went to the Karma Cup gala last night. We're gonna talk about that, and I'm gonna tease Marcel with this
And I'm gonna go get a refill.
Why is that a tease for me?
because you
joint
like
guy.
hash.
Yeah, but I'm a joint guy.
Yeah, I know.
And my hash is usually in my little wooden pipe.
I have a hash pipe right here.
Yeah.
And do you just burn the hash in it? Or do you put weed in the hash too?
No. just hash.
Do you
My
really?
hash pipe,
That's not true. Sometimes I'll put weed in it.
my hash pipe will only ever see hash.
And you just puff up your hash? Is that all you do when you put it in there?
Yep.
Depends on which kind I have. I've got
Yeah.
probably 10 or 15 types of hash.
I
Yeah,
like
I do. I got a few too.
You just put
So
your
I-
snake. You can't really see it. Where is it? There we go.
Yeah, I know how that one works.
Yeah.
Have you tried a hash?
apple?
You've
I just
tried
have
one?
a
Yeah.
plain old hash pipe.
Well, this Dave said he explained it, and Al and I spent the whole day with him, and he actually made some apples while we were there, and Al's going to put together a little video about it. But we I like it because it's so small.
Yeah.
It's not a big fucking clunker. And then you get some really hot water from the sink, shake it around for 5 minutes or so, and it just cleans right up. And then every now and then I'll do a what do you call it? But it's very
snake hit.
I like it.
No, you don't snake hit. I said you do once in a while. You do a little snake hit, or what you say? I don't know what you're saying. Sorry.
Once in a while, I'll stick it in the what do you call it? The alcohol.
Okay, yeah, because they're pretty. They're not like dabbing. You're not getting all that dabbing.
Well, he had one there at his shop, and he's got an e-nail on it, so you can put an e-nail on these.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen my friend do it with his pipe with his
time
apple.
I used a fucking e-nail, I burnt myself. I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, or I've burnt, or I've dropped it, or like the banger and burnt myself. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
This. I'm going to do a proper review of this, and I really like it because when I don't have any cannabis, and I discovered that like I said at the beginning of the show, prices are going down at the legal store. If you've got other means of getting your cannabis, that's fine. You do whatever you like. I will use any means necessary to get my cannabis, be it legal, illegal, or other.
Cheapest, yeah.
And
what do you pay for an ounce? A good ounce, where you are?
I got some TWD indica, which is tweed. It was $104. You can get, I know I laugh every time I do that, dude. But you know what? It's cheap. It rolls up nice. It smokes nice. And I know that I'm not going to die because we've already covered that with them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But there's some other brand, like the Skywalker Kush is really good.
You don't have a little drug dealer friend up there, since we're talking about that?
No, I don't.
You gotta find a friend, or dude, because on the other market that's out
For
there,
sure.
those
26
ounces.
bucks a fucking ounce.
Well, they'll range anywhere from 25 to
Yeah, and
80.
I usually do buy online. It's just when I've only got enough to buy, that's what.
Yeah, I know it's hard. I get it.
So usually, what I do is I'll go online and I'll order a quarter pound, and that'll get me through 3-4 weeks. And then when I run out, I'll run over to the legal store.
Yeah.
But I've been getting, like I said, I've been getting some hash at the legal store, and I'm quite enjoying it. And
how much are they charging for a gram of hash out there now?
2 grams of hash, and it was $31 for Wagner's. I also like the Vortex, which is a little bit more expensive. I think that was $38.
Yeah.
And I only buy 2 gram.
Okay.
And they're under $40.
Because I thought they came down a lot more than that. I thought that you could almost get 2 grams now for like $15 on the legal market. No,
at places
I haven't paid
Cabana, probably.
I haven't paid $15 for a gram of hash since the 80s.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, me neither.
Cabana Cabana is the cheapest.
Yes.
Legal store in Canada.
They have a shitty fucking website menu, and I've already talked to them about it.
We've had them on the show.
Yeah, everybody's aware of it. They're aware of it. They don't care. They don't care. But so they sell enough, right? But they do have the best prices. I agree with you.
Well, because
and
they
selection.
They in some cases they take a loss, but they like for instance, if they are selling you cheap, good shatter, at a really good price, chances are with your savings you're going to turn around and buy a shatterizer or another pen.
And they sell them reasonably priced there too.
So they are undercutting the shatterizers, but I find that a lot of stores there, even though there really is a set price for most things that you can buy cannabis related in Canada, some stores don't care, and they're making their own prices.
Oh, for sure.
And, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But
we see it and we talk about it.
You know what, Marcel, I don't know any growers up here other than Dean, and I'm actually having his weed for him. So,
we got to find you somebody.
Oh, I'm good. It's just, it's a matter of money, whether or not I have somebody. Whether or not I have somebody or not is kind of redundant if I don't have
when
money.
You got the money, and when
I'm
your budget.
really at the point where I can't afford to grow and buy.
Yeah.
Because and this is why I have to do better this winter, because it's going to cost a lot of money with the lights and the fans and the dehumidifier. And I mean, my hydro jumps up to $600-700 as it is.
Yeah.
In the winter.
Do you have a hot wood stove or anything?
No, I have an high efficiency electric furnace with a blue light system to kill bacteria. I don't know if it really works, but it's a nice color.
Looks pretty. Yeah, I love our hot wood stove.
I did, Dee. I got it right here. I have it in my hand. I was just going to light it, but I don't want to cough so much. I was going to wait until we take a little break.
Let's take a break so I can go make a coffee then.
All right. We'll be right back. I got to find something to load here. Okay, we got it. Here we go.
Do it.
Stay tuned. We'll be back after this toke. Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace Re-Rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
Hi, I'm Timmy.
And I'm Marijane. He's the newbie.
She's the doobie. And this is the show
where we
toke
cannabis.
Talk
from both sides.
Is that even possible?
You're supposed to be helping Marcel.
I still don't have one of those. I have fucking everything else but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my Silence for the Lambs impression.
I just watched an interview with him talking about that whole scene that
Nobody it was all fucking creepy like and shit.
Nobody knew he was going to do it.
Oh yeah,
he did the lines, and then he just said, "With a little Chianti." It was fucking hilarious. Him telling the story. Yeah. So, Marcel, where'd you go?
Right here. I didn't go anywhere.
He's just sitting there listening to us and laughing what bunch of goofballs we are.
I'm sitting here smoking a joint.
Wait. Okay, hold on.
What are you smoking?
I'm smoking oil.
I have no oil. I have right now. I am smoking one of my CBD plants with some hash that I got that we were talking about from Wagner's. Tomorrow I'm going to go and get some nugs because it doesn't make me cough like this.
No, I just made a batch of oil this week from some trim from this last crop just to see what it's like. Now I'm waiting to get it to the lab and find out. I think it's somewhere around 80%.
You know, Tim Barnhart has been calling out people again. I think that's fucking wonderful.
Yeah, I think I might start doing it too.
I do it all the time. I love it.
No, but I'm thinking about going to the lab and working a deal with them to get a bit of a rate because of what I'm going to do.
Good stuff. I guess Len forgot about us today.
Yeah. The lab gets a lot of business from us as it is, so I'm pretty sure I can work out a deal.
Does he do testing?
Oh,
Lennie,
no.
I'm surprised that
he uses the same lab that we use.
I'm surprised that pharmacists aren't doing testing. But then the pharmacists, they're not really into the weed thing anyway. So
yeah, why do they have to test?
He's an individual.
They buy from the legal market. It's supposedly already been tested.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I say supposedly because
yeah.
So you were laughing about my tweed buying. Why are you laughing? You know, I know why you're laughing. For how long? For at least 10 years, we were like, no. Now Marcel's the only one. Even Darcy goes to the legal store now and then.
I have a tweed bag.
Have you been in one already? Have you been in one yet, Marcel?
I've been to the legal store twice.
Yeah, because you had to get some booze.
No. The first time I went was to pick up the very first cans of Truro cannabis that came on the market.
Oh, I love Truro.
Because we packaged those cans.
Oh, do you? They're my friends. I love those cans. Yeah.
So I went and I bought 2 cans of that.
That's what Lennie sent me. Lennie sent me some of that.
Yeah. I waited a year and smoked one, and then I still have the other cans never been opened.
So you're going to see how long it lasts?
Yeah. And then as soon as our hash at Truro Cannabis hit the market, I went and I bought 2 cans of that and waited a year, smoked one, and it was great. And then I still have the other cans not open. So I still have Truro Cannabis, or the very first strains that ever grown and come out of Truro Cannabis.
Wow.
And the very first hash that came out of Truro Cannabis, the very first batch of hash.
Jen. Do you know Jen?
You were the one. Yeah, he knows Jen. He was part of the group that started Truro Cannabis.
No, Jen. Jen.
Yeah, I know Jen.
Yeah, Jen. Yeah, I love Jen. Me and Jen are good friends. Love her.
A lot
She
of
has
people.
been really good to me over the years.
Sure.
Yeah.
No more. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, they've done a change. Yeah, they have
Oh,
new
yeah.
staff.
You
I didn't
do
know that. I didn't know that, and then I saw them at
There's been a lot of changes
Grow
since
Up.
many
Well,
left.
let's just say there's no longer any original people in that building.
Yeah. And Jen moved here. She moved from Nova Scotia to Toronto.
Did she?
Mm-hmm. So she must work online. Yeah. Yeah, I last seen her. I saw her at, like I said, Grow Up. I
She
saw
doesn't
her.
work at Truro.
She's not working there anymore?
No, she works for a different company.
Oh, I haven't seen her since Grow Up, since June, so she must have left since.
No,
A lot of people left.
so it's kind of a
I know
kind of a
there's
weird
drama there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little partnership thing.
Yeah.
Just
Like in a lot of these cannabis companies, a lot of fucking drama.
yeah, let's just get off the subject because
Okay.
I'm going to say something
Sounds
that
good.
pisses off a whole lot of people.
Sounds good. No
Rose
problem.
just jumped up on the couch behind me, and all the stuffed animals fell down on top of her.
Oh yeah, that's funny. That's so cute.
I looked over, and Speedy Gonzalez was on her head.
Speedy. That's awesome.
Are we allowed to say Speedy Gonzalez still?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we're allowed. I don't think that's offensive at all.
Listen, I have big problems with this. I'm offended bullshit. Because my attitude is, if you tell me that I've offended you, my attitude is good.
He's going to do it more.
Like, too bad, right?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
get over it.
no, but no, people should be offended, right? Being offended helps your mental health, right? But don't be offended over. I'm upset because he called me sir when I'm
Yeah, no, that's
obviously
just.
as a female. No, you're a fucking man. You'll be called a man, right?
I agree.
If you want
I
to
agree.
be offended that we're paying a fucking carbon tax because some idiot thinks that money is going to change the fucking temperature of the planet. That's something to be offended about.
Nope, I agree.
Be offended that pedophiles can claim to be a woman and go into the bathroom with your daughter. That you can be offended about.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. It's a
you can be
confusing
offended when I punch you
world.
in the throat for going into my daughter's bathroom. Right?
Cheers. You'll be offended when you disappear for doing that.
Yeah. When people start a sentence of no offense, but that means somebody's about to be offended.
Right.
Why fucking apologize?
Yeah, why even
if
say
you're
it?
going to offend them, right?
I have a question for our watchers. Are you offended?
Don't be offended.
Yeah, for the people listening,
Are you offended?
you? Or do I offend you?
Does this offend you? Does it?
I'm not going to. I was just going to show that, then it might have offended me or offended them. Show you what I'm smoking while I'm doing this.
You know what's offensive? The fact that you've got a mix of legal and illegal stuff in your hand. That's what's offending.
Just those excise labels is offensive to me.
How do you know? How do you know which one's what?
Wait for it.
Because the excise labels.
Somebody's at your door.
Yeah. If it's got an excise stamp, you got ripped.
I know. I would usually take them off.
That doesn't make it any fucking better.
I know.
I know.
But it is what it is.
It is
You're
what
just
it
trying
is.
to lie to yourself, then.
I don't like the some of the games that the black market plays with labeling and stuff like that.
Make up your mind.
No, I agree.
You're staying out.
What?
Yes,
Oh, the dog. I'm going through the same thing with Rosa right now.
She keeps opening the goddamn door and then wanting to get back out.
Mine are both sound
staying
asleep.
in.
Yeah. What's that time of the day, right?
Get up there and lay down. Come on, lay down.
Mine are passed out.
We go through this every night, and it's almost at the same time. Rosa is sitting there at the door waiting for dinner now. And she will keep coming in here and trying to sneak kitty snacks while I'm not watching.
Okay.
Oh, Sadie's problem is that I just was in such a rush that I haven't met her yet, and she's eyeing my chicken.
Buddy says that he's too brain dead to be offended. Good for you.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's an age thing as well. So that might be where I'm at.
That's the way, buddy. Oh, okay. Now I'm a little offended. Look at that little fucking thing that just came out of there.
You know what really offends me?
That's offensive.
What offends me is when you get a peanut and there's obviously it's big enough to have 3 in there. There's only 2.
A peanut?
That offends you?
There's supposed to be 2 peanuts in every fucking pod.
Oh, peanut.
Sometimes there's not.
Okay. That really bothers you, huh?
It bothers me.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It bothers me so much, we're going to have to take a break.
Oh, better take a break.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Should we send somebody there? Take care of you? Cheers.
Yeah. Like somebody's going to start now.
What? Start caring?
Yeah.
All right, we got to find out if there's any Tinder hookups for Al up in
Yeah, no, thank you.
Ontario.
Apparently, there's a large swinger community here in town. I'm like,
they all are in the smaller towns.
You got to go meet some people. There's a great place to go meet people.
Yeah, go to the bar. You know what? If I went to the bar, ordered a round of fucking drinks for myself, and sat there for no more than 2 fucking hours, I'd probably meet somebody. But you can't go into a cannabis establishment and sit there and smoke a couple of joints like we used to. Can't do that anywhere.
On the Danforth, you can. There's a few places in Toronto.
Are there some lounges opening up now?
Yeah. There's the one on the Danforth. It's called the Dankforth. And yes, they're open. I think they open at 10 in the morning. And they stay open until whenever. Like
I miss Gunjanistas. I loved it there. I loved being there, and Paula and everybody and I is just that losing that killed me.
Yeah, no, it was nice. Like you know what I mean. Like I used to go to was it Box Hot in the
a hot box.
Hot box, yeah. And you know what I mean? Like, yeah, as a single person, I could just go in there by myself and everybody was very friendly. And yeah, you could get to meet people that way. And yeah.
You know, here's the thing, okay? At one time, there was, what was it called there on Yonge Street? Above the THC. Marcel, Vapor Central. Vapor Central was really the only place that you could go to, and it was very cliquey.
Okay, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And
we have a Planet Paradise too.
Planet Paradise is very cliquey as well. Although I know a lot of the Planet Paradise regulars because they used to be our venue at in Hamilton. They were at Gunjanistas on Tuesdays, right?
They've kind of moved. Some of them have moved to the Dankforth, just so you know.
Good.
That crowd.
Good to them. I love those people. You know, Spliff and
yes, I love her. She's the best.
All of them. But I miss that. I miss.
Sure you would.
I was there 3 days a week, all day.
For sure.
Sometimes with my dog.
Yeah.
And it was
just a place that you can be with other people who are like you.
No, it wasn't just that. That place brought me back to life, didn't it, Marcel? For a little while, anyway.
Did it? It was nice. It was kind of a place you could go where everybody knew your name, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was there during the day. I was usually there during the day when Paula had other stuff to do. So
yeah.
And then so she had staff in the dispensary that did their own thing. And her son was always around, and I looked after the lounge during the day, and then she would come in the afternoon and the evening. Sometimes it was fucking dead.
I sat
there 12 hours, you know, like I'd go in noon until 1 or 2 sometimes, right? and I would sit there, and there not one person would come in one day, and then the next day it's like I'm running my feet off, right?
Yeah, depends, I guess, if people are getting paid, and just like a bar, right? Just depended if people got paid or if what's going on that day, or if there's events, or you know. It was like yesterday. It was like we had Karma Cup and we had the Boo Bash, and one was on Queen. One actually, they were both on Queen, but they were about 7 blocks away from each other. But people went to both of them, right? Well, tried to anyway. But
did you go to the Puttin?
Yes, yeah, I went to the Puff and Putt. It's called.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mary Jane's gone to the Puff and Bowl, I think.
Yeah, actually, that one was the Puff. That one was a Puff and Bowl too. Yes, they've gone to that one too. It was funny. I remember I was there with them at that one, and they actually thought there was a bowling alley, and they're so cheap. They brought their bowling balls.
But it's Wii bowling and Wii putt and stuff like that. But that's okay.
It was awesome.
I used to play so much Wii tennis. I got tennis elbow.
I was gonna say it. Yeah, you do. Like even I used to bowl on my Wii and stuff. You get sore. And baseball, yeah, you get sore, right? It's a workout.
I stopped playing because I was playing on a server around the world, and the kids were just kicking my fucking ass. I was just like, this isn't fun. Hello, sweetie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, aw.
She gotten big, eh, bud?
Oh,
I remember when she was a puppy.
Aww.
I remember when she came home in the palm of my hand.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
That's like my dog.
Whole palm of my hand fits down her throat.
I have a picture which you've probably seen, Marcel, and it's a picture of Buster and Rosa when she was 11 months old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Buster was my old big guy.
Okay.
This was Buster. Hang on.
Sadie weighs right around 200 pounds.
Wow, person, eh?
Buster there.
Oh, bless you.
My dogs have traveled all over Ontario with me, and even been homeless.
Really?
So Mary Jane is polite enough to message us about the lounge that she just left, but not polite enough to come on and tell us about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
What did she say?
Cold. She says, I just left a lounge called the Boardroom in Toronto on Fort York.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So she's at the cafe.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, the cafe lounge. Yes.
I love cafe. I love the way they do things, and I love the way the gumption. I like his gumption.
Yes, they're good people.
It's Tony, isn't it? That's his name, Tony?
I'm not sure. I deal with Kevin.
I know she's not here. She's not on the show to tell us. So
yeah,
she'll tell us next.
Things then. It was a Halloween event there tonight.
Was there?
Yes. And I think they were making chocolate shatter bars or something like that today.
Yum.
I think that's
Halloween's this week, isn't it?
It is this weekend. Yes.
Thursday.
No. Is it this week? No, it's Monday, isn't it?
Thursday.
Well, no, it's Thursday, but people are doing the weekend bar scene for Halloween this weekend. Last night at the Boo Bash, a lot of people were dressed up.
It's a whole week thing, eh?
Yeah. Well, fuck, everything is now. People's birthdays are a goddamn week event. They don't just have one-day events anymore. Everything's a week, right? That's crazy. Christmas is a whole month now. So that's awesome. Then, yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad they did that. So, yeah, sure, they're in the city.
So, tell us.
Okay, I don't know what kind of answer cake decorating is, but that's the answer that we got.
That's what they do. Making
what you thought about last night at the Karma Cup thing.
What did I think? It was good. This was my third Karma Cup. So, yeah, last year was a little hectic. It was a little rushy. And stuff like that. This year was totally the opposite, man. It was like, fuck. By 3:00, we were ready for the doors to open. Sarah had everything so organized and ready to go. We were right downtown, so some of the vendors were a little slow and late, and which I knew would happen because it's downtown Toronto and you can't get anywhere. But other than that, it was really a really great venue. Really great LPs. Just
This
it's a
was,
good.
and okay, so let's take a step back.
Okay.
The Karma Cup, as we once knew it, was a weekend event that you could go, and it was at the beginning. It was 99%. What do they call it? Legacy. Yeah, legacy.
Oh, wait. What do you mean 99? When it first started,
Well,
it did 100% legacy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But after a while,
11 years ago,
they used to have John at what was the LP's name? They had some LPs that were involved. John brought his and sponsored the city seating area. What was the LP? What's the LP that's out in Flesherton? Not Flesherton. Anyways, there were some LPs that were involved that came out of the legacy market at the very beginning, and they were very much involved in the Karma Cup for a while. I think that's going to start happening again. Those kind of sponsors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Truro has always been there for Harvest Fest, right, Marcel? Pretty much.
Yeah, not last year.
No, but while Lennie was there, there was a lot of stuff going on like that. They did that. There was a different environment. I understand that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed things up.
Technically,
the way
they couldn't.
things.
No, technically, because it wasn't a 19+ event, they couldn't sponsor. So,
okay,
what we did is we come up with another way for them to help. That wasn't. That
they were there to educate more than anything.
Well, no, they help kind of like sponsorship wise. I mean,
yes.
one year they bought a booth. All right,
yes.
That was the year that
I went.
Everything all started. That we
are we talking about Pine?
No, we're talking about Harvest Fest out
Fest
Nova Scotia
on the East Coast.
Gotcha.
That was the one that I went to when they had the booth because it was beside me.
Right. So after that is when things kind of changed, where they couldn't buy a booth and go there because we weren't 19+. We're family oriented. It's medical. And so I think the next year what they did is they bought tickets
and sold them or gave them away.
Gave them out.
Yeah.
And did it that way.
So what the reason we got onto that topic was because Sheriann went to the Karma Cup, and the Karma Cup used to be all legacy with the odd legal person or legal entity entering the market being involved. Mm-hmm. Was there any legacy people there at all last night, or was it all LP?
It's all LP now, isn't it?
Let me just go around here with my brain. It was all legal.
LP.
Okay, so next question.
I mean, not all legal, but I mean, there was a lot of, and this is okay. So I've been doing this for 7 years. Okay, so and I know Truro. I've known Truro for 3 or 4 years, so I know them in a different way than you know them. So they've been really great to me. When I go to events, so when I first met them, they would rent tables at events and stuff like kind and stuff. And then eventually they changed it where they would just bring product and walk around like the rest of us and hand out their product and educate us on their product. Saved a lot of money that way. Actually, a lot of LPs do that. It's really the way to go. Anyway, so shit, now I'm going to lose my concentrate where I was going.
While you're trying to remember, Buddy Weeds asked who won.
What's that?
Buddy Weeds asked who won at Karma Cup.
Oh gosh, well there was a whole list of people who won.
Sarah posted it this afternoon.
Here, I got brain cancer, so I have to look at this shit here. Hold on, let me see.
That's no excuse.
It is. Okay, I do know, like, there was, I just don't want to get it wrong, so I want to make sure I get it right here. Let's see here. What have we got here? So, let me see again, support. Okay, so it looks like, now it says here, the way she's got it is okay, no, sorry, these are people. Okay, finalists. Give me one sec.
I'm going to see if I can find the post that she just made so that there's some visuals.
Yeah, it's right here. So we got the sativa winner. Okay, it's gonna move so fast on me, and I got it. Okay, here we go. So would you stop moving on me? Sativa was OM winner, first prize, which is, I have all their stuff here. So just, okay, it keeps moving on me here. Shit. OM won first for sativa, then Mauve won second. Just give me a sec.
I only have the
Mauve and Herbs won second, and then Ripe Flower won third. That for sativa. Then we have pre-roll winners. OPP won first. Give it a sec. It has to kind of roll around.
Don't know any of them at all.
So OPP won first, Pineapple Bud second, and One Spliff won third. For the hybrid winners, we had looked like Sweetgrass won number 1. And then for hybrid, for 2 was Strains. And then third place winner was, come on, one more, was Green Corral.
Never heard.
They won third. Then we have, I think we just have one more here. Then we have, let's see here. Oh, then it moves so quick. Did I do hybrid? I'm sorry, guys.
Nope.
No, I didn't do hybrid. Okay, so the hybrid winners were, gonna get it really quickly while it's still here. Sweetgrass, Strains, and then Green Corral won third.
Again, I haven't heard of any of them.
Yeah. So, you haven't heard of One Spliff? Or you haven't heard of OPP?
Oh, One Spliff I have. Spliff I have, yeah.
You haven't heard of Strains?
No.
No, you haven't heard of Strange. Strange is new. One Spliff has been out there for a while. Buds they've been out there, I think, a year or so. Austera Medical is the first I've heard of them. They were new. I did actually do a little interview with them. Mauve and Sweetgrass, they, I think, have been around a little bit. And then Ripe Flower, they've been around for a bit too, but yeah. Yeah, but it was a good.
You know what? I don't know many of the new players because I have set brands that I've found that I enjoy, but I try other things as well.
Right.
And I get samples sometimes to test. And
yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, MTL as well. They took they got a prize last night as well. So I think they're like an umbrella under one of these ones. So yeah, I wish I would have had a better list. I didn't get one, but next time. Okay. Yeah, okay. But it was great. It was awesome. Video. It was.
You got lots of video that we're going to put together a little thingy, and we'll show it once that's done.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, but that was really good. It was actually compared to last year. Like I said, it was just it was a more laid back vibe.
It seemed it seemed so. It wasn't as corporate. Last year it was very corporate.
Exactly. It wasn't. It was more family. It was very more intimate.
I saw that Amy was emceeing.
Amy and Sarah. I went and helped set up. But no, it was more organized. It was nice. It was a very good feeling in there. I didn't feel any, excuse me. Sometimes I feel, or I know that there's like drama. Excuse me, but not last night. It was like just really good vibes throughout the whole. And it was sad because it ended at 9 and it was a packed house. Packed.
Yeah.
And it was packed.
Yeah, and they got to be careful. So
yeah, and they did. But yeah, I tried this really great strain called the Root Beer Float by Freedom.
I've heard of that.
If you can get your hands on it, or maybe I'll just have to send you one. Amazing. Tastes like a root beer. Well, as soon as you open it, you can smell the flavor, right? You can smell it. But so you almost, some of those, and it's not infused. I don't know exactly how it is. It's like, it's got the flavor in there, but it's not like one of these yucky infused joints. It's just when you light it up, as soon as you light it up, you smell and you can taste the intensity of the root beer. It's just amazing. It's like drinking a root beer float. It really was. And through the whole thing, through the whole joint, it burned beautiful. It was just amazing. Unbelievable.
I remember the first time I had some blueberry, and I was like, how do they get the plant to taste blueberry? And my buddy says to me, they plant it beside blueberry plants.
Did you believe him?
Then I did. I didn't know any better. Like, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was pretty good.
No,
Yeah, and it was a good turnout. I believe it was sold out. But yeah, it was good, like good organ, like just everything was good. Everybody who helped out, and yeah, it was just a really good.
That they add concentrates next year.
You hope they do?
Yeah, I hope they do concentrates.
I do too. I like concentrates, so that would be awesome. I could see that. I could see them doing that. I could definitely then see them doing that.
She was trying to do it this year. I guess it just didn't take hold.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know what's going on. I think Sublime or he does those stuff too. So, yeah. But I'm sure, yeah, they may do that next year for sure. It'll be 12 years next year.
I'm busy. I'm sorry. Cat wants to be fed.
Oh, the kitty. Oh, okay.
I'm busy.
Yeah, you're busy. He's working.
I'm buzzy.
How's your bear? Is your bear been around?
No, they're hibernating now.
They started, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
But I've got a mouse that keeps setting off the alarm.
I saw that.
Yeah, I thought it was fucking hilarious.
I know. I got a good chuckle.
I look to see why, because I see it several times a day and night, going back and forth on the deck.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's got to be something there, and I just saw that, Marcel, that article.
Did ya?
There's a lot of batter. So I looked in. I thought maybe they're starting a nest in the barbecue, and
yeah.
So I just worried about them coming in the house. That's all.
You get them in? Do they come in every winter?
No, not yet. Knock on wood. No, I don't. I don't do mice. I don't do rodents. Even though
well, you got a cat, don't you? So.
Oh yeah, but he's older. I like my chipmunks.
Yeah, but still.
The cat used to come with me to the trailer, and I had mice. They would move in the minute I went home, and he would sit by the grate in the middle of the floor of the trailer, the heating grate, and every now and then you'd see a little paw come up, and then he'd go, and then the paw would go, and they would sit there and they'd bat each other, and
that's funny.
It was funny. It was cute, but it was gross. I don't like mice. The chipmunk come in. I came in to get nuts one day, and he followed me in. But as soon as he saw me having nuts, he followed me right back out.
Oh yeah,
good. I don't want him in the house.
No, because once you get him in, and so especially if you got a cat and stuff, you don't want him to.
Yep. And
lose his little life.
I don't let the cat out on the deck because he'll go after the chipmunk.
Yeah. My cat. My cat used to kill the squirrels in my property.
How old is Sadie now? Dale asked. Marcel?
I think she's 6.
6.
Rosa will be 12 in July.
Yeah, same with Zach. Or Zach's 12. Zach's 12.
Even 15.
So there was a something come up the other day that it come on and said, would you part with your dog for $1 million?
No.
Yeah, okay. My attitude was,
get another one.
My dog's got a life expectancy of about 8 years. She's 6 now. If I drag out the negotiations,
right?
I won't have to pay for a funeral, and still walk out $1 million richer.
It cost me almost $1,000 to have Bo cremated, and Rusty was $500. My cat.
crazy. Yeah, it cost me
Like
$350 for my cat.
Yeah.
And then I had to even put my cat in the bag. The guy wouldn't even put my own cat that I'm paying him $350 to walk in my apartment to put him in the bag. I had to. It was awful.
I took my cat up to.
I'm glad I have a really big backyard.
Well, that's what I would do. And when I lived in BC, same thing. My cats were all buried in my backyard there.
I can't do that here. The bears will dig her up.
Yeah.
Over the last 18 years of living here, I'm trying to think of how many animals, because it's not just ours.
Yeah.
The kids bury theirs in the backyard too.
Yeah. My old neighbors would be freaked out if they ever dug up their old backyards. Yeah, my cats are in there too.
Three pets buried at where Kelly used to live, Charles's estate place there. And I had Rusty and Bo cremated. And I won't do that again. I didn't get Buster cremated because I was just like, why?
We had Canna cremated because, well, the vet screwed up, so they.
That's the one that died from the sock, right?
Well, it started from the sock. She died from the fentanyl overdose.
His dog used to eat socks, and he couldn't get her to stop.
Yeah, and then it clogged it.
Yeah. Well, she had one surgery, and then she turned around and did it again, and then the other surgery, they OD'd her on fentanyl, and she never came back from that.
Yeah,
fell asleep, never came back, kind of thing. Or got fucked up. Wow, I heard Dobermans are like that. I heard Dobermans are bleeders, so it's not good to get Dobermans fixed because sometimes they'll bleed out.
Yeah,
those eccentric breeds are very problematic usually.
Well, they are.
I was thinking, I was considering a bulldog in English, a British
high maintenance,
smaller one, and they're awesome dogs. They're playful. They love to be around. They're very sweet dogs, but they have so many issues. They do.
They're high maintenance. They have a lot of issues. Their bodies aren't. That's like even my Jack Russell. Well, he's a Jack Russell Chihuahua, so even his body's not made right. You know what I mean? So, like when he was, say, 6 or 7 years ago, he had some issues with the back of his legs. Thank God he outgrew that, but it cost me a lot of money, a lot of pain.
Did he have all his teeth?
Well, he was funny. He was born missing the one down here.
So his tongue's out all the time?
Sorry? No. But we took him. My husband was, we had money, so he, of course, would take Zachary to every fucking Zach would sneeze, he'd take him to the vet. And so he took him to the vet, and they're telling us, it's going to cost you $4,000 to, we got to do this surgery and break his jaw. And I'm like, you ain't breaking no fucking dog of my jaw. Just shut up. Like, people are born, deformed and with missing limbs and stuff, but they can still go on to live. So, you're not going to take the chance. You're not taking $3,000 off me to break my dog's face. And he's just fine. He can still eat bones and chew, and he's never had a problem.
I spent about $5,000 on Buster because he got cancer, and he had hangy things. He had skin tags that were hanging from his chest that were dragging on the floor, and he kept getting them. And
they were cancerous. Or they were just skin tags.
Some of them were, yeah. Some of them. He had a lovely.
I'll tell you, Dale says he's getting a new one. He's got a new one on the way. So,
Dale, really?
If you're getting a giant, and when I say giant, I mean any of the large breeds, Mastiff, Saint Bernards, Great Dane, anything like
Alaskans.
that. The best thing to do, especially if you get a female, because it's way fucking cheaper. But if you get a female, when you take her in to get her fixed, have them sew her stomach.
And what's that do?
So what happens is, on giant breed dogs that like to play and they roll around.
Yeah.
Right.
Rosa did that, but it opened and now she's got a big scar.
Actually twist around in a circle. All right. So it kind of flips over, and then it literally blocks off. And it's emergency surgery to get it fixed.
Yeah.
which costs you a fortune, but you only have 4 to 6 hours to get the dog into surgery.
Yeah.
If you get them to sew the stomach to the chest lining when they do the basically the hysterectomy that they're doing, then it all heals at the same time, and it's like $400 or $500 fucking
Rose's
cheaper.
didn't heal right. She's got a stretched scar that there's no hair growing on it anymore or anything.
Yeah, but
it's just like
anybody
now,
that's
and her
getting a
kitties are
giant
huge.
dog, I tell them the same thing. If you're going to get a giant dog, you're going to want to play with your dog.
Yeah.
The best thing you can do for it is to get that surgery.
Yeah.
It's like a hernia.
Invest in it. Make sure keep them healthy, right?
Well, it's if you think of it, you've got a large lump or a large sack that's usually got a bunch of food in it, stuck with a hose on either end. And if you twist that bag around, you block off the hose.
Yeah.
And if you go out after the dog is eaten, it's more susceptible to do this flipping around if the dog rolls over.
Right.
Right.
Huh.
So it's one of those little things that most people don't know when they go out and get a big dog.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want your big dog dying.
Yeah.
We love our big dogs.
200 pounds, you got to drag that thing out of the house.
Right? Right? Holy shit. Yeah, I know. I've never had a big dog like that.
We'll just quarter her up. Skin her, maybe hang her and skin her, and she's bigger than most deer. A lot of meat.
My dog looks like a deer.
Horrible. Run, doggy, run!
Run away. Go away.
Yes, it does happen to cows. The same thing if cows roll over. Right?
It does, eh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
I remember driving on the highway.
You don't ever let your cows roll over.
I know. I was driving on the highway in Alberta, and I drove by a field of cows, and it was like a little dirt field, and I don't know, it must have been their food at the top of the mound, and they were all like gathered around, and at the top of the mound was a dead cow, and he was laying upside down. His legs were all four sticking up. It was the weirdest fucking shit I ever seen in my life.
Did you go over and tip a cow?
No, because can't they explode if you touch them and stuff?
No, not to tip the dead one. Tip a live cow.
Oh yeah, no. I grew up out west, and I played around the cows. They never hurt me. They liked me. When I was a kid, I used to go.
You never went cow tipping?
That's cow abuse.
No, I never did. I liked my cows. I never hurt them.
Have you ever heard of anybody going cow tipping?
Oh yeah, I grew up out west.
I've actually gone cow tipping.
Yeah, I grew up in the mountains out west. Yeah, I knew lots of guys that would cow tip.
Did you tip a cow?
Yeah, I'm PI.
No, I don't think you did.
Well,
nobody in history has ever tipped a cow.
Actually tipped it over?
Yep.
No.
Nobody has ever tipped a cow.
Why
not? Live one.
They'll say that, oh, my cousin did it and such did it. Nobody in history has ever tipped a cow.
Is that kind of like
cows
nobody
don't
in
like fucking
history
being
has ever
tipped
died
over?
from cannabis?
No kidding.
Right? And cows know how to shift their balance. Cows
like
don't
cats.
get tipped over.
Yeah. Well, you don't even.
Right?
Well, yeah, you do see them laying in the field, but yeah, no.
The only time, and I'll tell you what, because hey, I worked on a farm. The only time you can really say that you tipped a cow is when you're going to castrate a bull. Young bulls.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not really tipping them. That's body slamming them to the fucking ground. Right?
So what's the deal with goats?
What about
the ones that fall over and tip?
Yeah, the minute they fall over,
they get scared.
Somebody's got a video that their dog does that. The cat jumps up and the dog faints and it goes right stiff, just like one of these goats.
I wonder if he's half goat.
Yeah, that's a nervous response. It's a neurological thing. Just,
right? Yeah, you need the fucking antidepressant, that's for sure.
The same thing happens to some people.
Oh, for sure.
Some people get a really sudden fright and they faint. It's no different.
Yeah,
it's
you're right.
These things are genetically predisposed to falling over.
Their pants or fucking stuff.
I almost fainted at the store this week.
Why would you do that? Oh, you saw
Well,
the price of
I was
meat.
having a
What,
low.
you saw your bill?
My body just said time for low.
Just for nap time?
No, diabetes time.
Oh, you got diabetes. Oh, that sucks.
So it's like, every now and then I'll be out shopping and I'll be like, I'm getting food to feel better. Oh.
That's when you see Al walking down the aisle chewing on the orange, peeling and all.
No, I stagger down the aisle sometimes though.
Why don't you keep some of those little strips that you can get?
Yeah.
Keep them in your pocket. It's like a little boost.
Oh, like the little
sugar tablet or some or whatever it is you take.
Call it an insulin thing, but it's
you know what? I've got a new doctor that I start seeing on the 14th, and I'm going to see what my alternatives are with regards to metformin or Alter, something different, and some of the other medications that I'm taking on, like the Floramax, the Flomax, and stuff like that, because my prescriptions ran out, and I'm okay. So I'm wondering if I've been taking this shit for nothing. Probably. So we're going to have a chat about my alternatives as far as medicines go.
So speaking of that, getting a new doctor.
I was actually hoping that Lennie was going to be here, but he'll be here before the 14th. So because I have questions.
Chris and I both won the lottery.
Oh, really? How much did you win?
It's not how
$20?
much. No, we've got such a massive doctor shortage that we've been on a waiting list. I think.
Oh, so you got a doctor?
I've been on the waiting list since my doctor died. I think 8 years.
Holy shit!
And she's on the waiting list, and so this woman calls, leaves a message. I call her back, and she said, "Yeah." She said, "Are you still looking for a family doctor?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, I have one for this address for Christine." I said, "Oh." I said, "Oh, perfect." I said, "Any more?"
Yeah, and one for me.
She said, "Oh, also that address." She said, "I have a Marcel." I said, "Perfect." I said, "That means we won the lottery." She goes, "I guess you did." So we got to meet our new doctor, and
that's awesome.
And
well, that's good.
It'll be interesting because
now you have to broach the cannabis thing, and
oh fuck no, that was right in the first day.
Okay.
So
I don't know what's going to happen with that.
So what happened was, what she did is she did an initial appointment with all new patients. So she's brand new to the area.
That's what I'm doing on the 14th.
Right.
That's
so she hiring patients. So like, if she doesn't like you, she won't take you on.
Well, not necessarily, because we've got such a shortage of doctors.
Yeah.
Okay.
She'd have to answer the college for that.
Okay.
But there's a list of doctors that have died because we've lost a few after their COVID vaccines.
Mine's retired.
And then we've had a few other ones, and then another one left. So these patients have all been without doctors.
Yeah.
Right. So the first meeting was just the initial meeting, and where she basically asked a few questions, and she got educated, very much so, on questions and the fact that I'm not supposed to be here. There's no medications that any pharmaceutical company makes that is for my condition, and the fact that I'm alive because I make my own. So that, of course, opened up a whole lot more questions about how much you use, how often do you use it, yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
So it turned out to be a really good conversation.
And is she okay with cannabis?
She seems very eager to learn.
So she's a younger doctor or older doctor? How old do you think she is?
Well, she's younger than me.
I don't know how old you are.
Well, I'm in my 60s.
Our age.
Okay.
But
so you're our age. Okay.
She's from Nigeria.
Okay.
And
that's smart.
I have, and I don't want to be insulting, but I'm going to say that she's in her 30s,
I have
maybe
no
early 40s.
I have no idea about
Because
this.
I find with people from Nigeria, I have a really hard time
Yeah, me
pinpointing how
too.
old they are.
Me too. They all look 40 or 50. 40.
Right. Even though
Yeah.
they could be younger or much older, they
Yeah.
still look in that
They
range
do.
of between 30 to 50.
They do. I agree.
Could be 20 years old, and that's why I don't want to be insulting to her
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah.
But
But she was acceptable to everything that you were telling her and everything.
well, I mean, she said, have you had COVID shots? I said, nope, never will. She said, why not? I said, because for a man to get on stage and tell everybody he wants to eradicate the population through vaccines and then turn around and say that everybody on this planet needs this vaccine, not a chance.
Yeah.
And I said, and since then, I've watched a lot of family and friends and everybody else suffer and die from those
Yeah.
shots.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
I've
No,
no
they're
interest.
definitely not good. I know that
She
for a
said,
fact.
all right. She said, what about shingles vaccine? Don't need it. She said, what do you mean you don't need it? I said, if I get shingles, I know how to treat it. And she just kind of looked at me. I said, I make a cream for it. I said, works extremely well. She said, oh, okay. She said, and do you get the flu shot? I said, nope.
Well, she's really pushing the shots, eh?
She said, why don't you get the flu shot? I said, because I know how they come about the flu shot. I said, and now I trust them even less. I said, because what's stopping them from putting their RNA technology into the flu shot? I said, so there's no chance of me ever taking it. Then she was like, well, wait now, how do they come up with the flu shot? I said, well, right now they're studying the pigs in China to see what strain of flu is developing so that they can develop a flu vaccine for 2 years' time. And that's what you'll get. And she kind of looked at me and I said, and that's why one year they got it wrong because the flu vaccine did nothing for that strain of flu
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
a
I remember that.
virulent strain of flu came out after they had already started making their projected flu vaccine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But she seemed
yeah.
surprised that you were that knowledgeable.
Yeah, but then she said, do you have, she said, what's your level of education? I
Are you
said,
kidding?
I don't know. Yeah,
She said
but
that
this
to
is
you?
like for the personal history stuff. She said, what level of education do you have? And I said, it depends on who you talk to. I said, I've done numerous university courses. I said, so you could
Yeah,
say
it
that I
doesn't
have
matter.
some university. I said, I just don't pay the money for the degrees.
I
And
believe
she
all the
said, well,
smartest people in the world didn't do all that. Anyway, sorry.
yeah. She said, well, what kind of courses? I said, well, I took neuropharmacology from MIT. I said, that was kind of interesting. I said, but I was only interested in how I could utilize cannabis more efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, then I found a study during that on lipids and the CB1 and CB2 receptors. I said, so then I started redeveloping my formula to work better, and that's what worked.
Right.
So she goes, I can't wait to see what this blood work comes back as, and gives me a big requisition for blood work. So.
And then that's the last you've seen her?
Yep. Well, it was just the other day, just Wednesday.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'll be curious to.
So
So I'm sorry. Do you mind me asking what's wrong with you? Do you know I have brain cancer? Do you know that?
Oh yeah, I
he'll
know
tell
that.
you.
Yeah. I have a rare form of multiple sclerosis that
Okay,
most
MS.
people that have it are dead before they get diagnosed.
Gotcha.
But I started researching right away
Yeah.
because when I got sick, we didn't know if it was ALS or MS.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
So I started researching and then I started using cannabis. And then I met Rick
Works.
Simpson.
You did the
Him
same
and I
thing
had
like I did. I did the
a
same thing.
chat.
Sorry.
Then I talked with some pharmacists and doctors and come up with a better formulation for extracting cannabis instead of naphtha.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started testing and formulating until I come up with a formula that turned around and got patented. So that formula has kept me alive since. Well, cannabis has kept me alive since 2008. This formula has kept me
Wow,
alive
awesome.
and improving since 2012.
So do you actually like have proof? Like for example, like, and I believe you don't, I'm not asking, I'm not saying it for that reason, but like for me, like I do actually like, so after my brain surgery, my doctors got 97% of my tumor out of my brain. So I had 3% still left in. So when I went back for my follow-up 3 months later, that 3% was gone. So I was glad to say, yeah, at least I got fucking proof, right?
Last week, didn't you?
What's that?
Well, you just went last week, didn't you?
Yep. I'm still stable. Yeah. 19 MRIs later. Yeah. They said I'd be dead in 2 years. So it's been 7 years. So the same sort of thing, right? As soon as I actually was told I had a grand mal seizure for about 7 minutes, 6 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, 5 minutes, just so you know.
In 2009, I was still in a wheelchair.
Okay. And now?
And
no.
You're not at all?
So September of 2009, I was still in a wheelchair, and I had just got my medical license.
Okay. Yeah.
So as soon as I got my medical license, the day that my license arrived, my new grower showed up with a pound. And I turned that all into oil, and I started ingesting oil every day since.
Eat it. That's what I did.
I went in with my doctor, and we worked out a timeline for me to wean myself off the 27 pills a day I was taking. And by January, I was out of the wheelchair using a cane and not taking any pills other than the ones I was making.
Hear it all the time. Hear it all the time.
I'm thrown out and not allowed on the property of the MS clinic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm the same way at Princess Margaret Hospital. They have a fucking dental clinic, but they won't help me because I don't do chemo and radiation. So they, so that's why people tell people, don't donate to that Princess Margaret Hospital because they don't help us with cancer. No. Nope.
Well,
I get it.
They wanted to give me interferon to see if that would slow down the progression and the relapses.
Yeah.
And I said, it's already been proven that it doesn't work.
Yeah. So why do it?
Why would I do that?
Yeah.
I said, I'll try cannabis.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we won't bother making you another appointment because you won't be here then.
I know, they get ignorant. They turn on us.
I walked in a year later, and that meeting lasted all of 2 minutes when it got to the point where I jumped up. Chrissy thought I was going to punch him in the face, and I walked out. And as I was walking out, he says, "Oh, you have yourself a nice day." And I lost it. And there was people running out of offices everywhere because I was in the hallway. And I looked at everybody. I said, "You people are fucking nuts if you go in to see that fucking idiot."
The crooks, yeah. Mine's supposed to be one of the best in sorry.
Yeah, I said, I told them my name.
Yeah.
I said, "You guys, you want to get better, hit me up." And I walked out.
That's awesome. No.
And then he turned around and he sent a letter to my doctor saying that I wasn't allowed on their property at their premises anymore. And
I fired mine.
They even quit. The people that diagnosed me with progressive relapsing multiple sclerosis are questioning whether or not I actually have MS.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's like me. I'm trying to get my tax credit, and Dr. Mason is trying to. Yeah, this is the same doctor 7 years ago told me to go home, lay in bed, and just die. And now he's saying, "Well, I don't know if I can sign off on your tax credit forms because you're getting around pretty good." Well, it doesn't matter. I'm still have brain cancer, so I'm still entitled for you to sign off on my fucking forms. So yeah, they're just assholes. So you just got to keep doing what you're doing because you're obviously it's working.
And on that note, we've got to go.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's get out.
Yeah.
Y'all,
sorry just before I go, next week,
all you people tonight.
Next week on Friday, Sheriann's going to be at the Hash Fest on Friday.
Yes.
Friday.
Yeah, I think it's Friday and Saturday. I think it's 2 days.
Yep. So she's going to be wandering around while we do the show next week.
Yep. Yeah.
Every day is Hash Fest at my house. So.
And these are some of the bestest.
Lately. Lately.
It's a
All right. So,
happy day.
Sheriann, thanks for hanging out. And
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
And,
Awesome.
Marcel,
Have a great
always a
Halloween.
slice.
Oh yeah,
Halloween.
coming.
Oh yeah, Halloween. Will we be here on Halloween? No, we're here
No,
on
we'll be here the day after Halloween, all fattened up from leftover candy.
Yeah, it'll be spooky here this weekend with all the little trick-or-treaters out there.
I've already eaten my bag of rockets.
Hey, I've been making chocolate covered marshmallows.
Are you giving them out?
They're 20 milligrams a piece. But
Here, kid.
you eat 4 of them, you have a great sleep.
All right. On that note, we gotta go. We will be here next week.
Ciao.
Awesome. Sorry, I finished.
That's okay.
Happy Halloween. Bye.
Too late.
I know. I was going to show you my big. Hold on.